This is TaskSpoon, the series where I aim to complete the collection log one random task at a time. After nearly 2 years and over 4,000 hours of gameplay, I'm finally ready to take on RuneScape's endgame as I venture into the elite tier. Welcome to Season 4 of TaskSpoon. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 169, nice, of the TaskSpoon series. In the last video, I did a bunch of necks trying to complete my task, where I did a lot of necks and did not get an item, and I was very disappointed. So much so that my bingo event started in the clan, and so I ended up leaving necks and trying to go help out with the team, try and do some bingo tiles that I have access to. And in this video, we're going to continue doing some bingo stuff. One of which of the tasks is actually to get a Nex unique. So hopefully we can do a couple bingo things, go back to Nex, get an item, complete my task, and complete the bingo tile. So let's get started. So there's a few things I want to do in this video. First and foremost is a Nex unique. I already mentioned it. It is both my current task and a bingo tile, so that would be doubly good. The next thing would be a Hueycoatl unique, specifically Hueycoatl hides. They are a bingo tile, and I need the hides for a master clue step. You need the coif and the vam braces, and obviously I don't have either of those. So I need to get 3 Hueycoatl hides. They drop in sets of 2 or 3, so I either need to get 1 or 2 drops of those. So eventually I would like to go, as soon as I can find people. Hueycoatl, you kind of need other people to do it with you, so if I can find people, I'll be doing some of that. And the last thing would be just runecrafting. There is a Runecraft XP tile on the bingo board, and I have been doing the majority of it for my team because obviously that is the only skill I have left to max, so I want to do it. So Runecraft when I'm not really playing the game and want to AFK some blood runes, Hueycoatl when I have a team, and Nex otherwise. Good plan. And the first boss we're going to be starting with is some Hueycoatl. I've got some people from my bingo team that want to do it right now, so we might as well do it as a group. Hopefully we can get some for the bingo. Hopefully I can get some hides for myself. Maybe some other collection logs along the way. Maybe some combat achievements. Who knows? I don't really have much experience with this boss, so we're just going to send it. Let's go! Unfortunately, the exact thing that I feared happened, where I did get the 2 drop instead of the 3, which means that I'm not actually done here, but that does count for our bingo tile. So if I don't get another one in the bingo, at least we did that. But yeah, 2 of the 3 hides. Very nice. I also forgot to mention the other reason I needed 3 hides. I need to do a combat achievement here where you have to kill the boss while wearing 2 pieces of the Hueycoatl armor. So when I get my 3rd hide, I can make the vam braces and the coif. I'll have both of those for the clue step, and then I can do 1 more kill and I'll get the combat achievement as well. So very much need 1 more Hueycoatl hide drop, but very happy with that. Honestly, that was really fast. I've only done 23 kills since coming here today, so that was way faster than I anticipated. Maybe I'll even get another drop along the way. Let's go! Well, that literally couldn't have gone any better. I've done 37 kills today and I got 4 hides. It's incredible. Now, I need to be very careful about this. I would like to make 1 vam braces and 1 coif, because if I accidentally make too many, I'd be very sad. And I'll go and quickly do 1 more kill for the combat achievement, but a nice little quick in and out at Hueycoatl today. Very nice. Oh, forgot to record that one, but there's the combat achievement. We're done. It's funny how many master clues I've had to drop due to not having the items, and then when I finally get an opportunity to go and get the items, I end up getting them, like, extremely spooned. For example, obviously, like the Hueycoatl hides that I just got, or in the last episode, I went and got a Pharaoh Scepter, again, both for the bingo and for my own master clue step, and I ended up getting extremely spooned on both of them. If I had just known that it would be that easy, I would have just got them as soon as I got the master clue instead of dropping it, but obviously I don't know the future. But there we go, another master step done. Unfortunately, because I got so spooned, I didn't actually get to do very many kills, and one of the other reasons I wanted to do Hueycoatl was for the other uniques and more Huasca seeds, and I didn't get any seed drops, and I didn't get either of the other uniques. So I will have to go back to Hueycoatl in the future, but for now, I don't think I'll be thinking about it for a long time. And perfect timing because I've got to eat dinner, so I'm going to do a little bit of runecrafting. Again, there is a runecraft XP tile, and I'm the only one apparently on my team that wants to do runecrafting. I'm lying. I told them don't do it because I want to do it. But still, I've got to get 2 million runecrafting XP for the team, and I'm at like 1.3 million right now, so I've got a lot to go. So I might as well do some of this. Well, I'm not quite done the Runecraft XP tile yet, but with this craft, I will have officially used my last blood essence. I have so many blood runes in the bank, it's amazing. Oh my god, there's so many blood runes. 278,000 blood runes, let's go. I'm gonna keep going with the runecrafting for now. Again, we still need the XP, and I'm trying to edit a video, but I did realize there is actually a tile to get a Guardians of the Rift die, and I do still have to get the Tarnished Locket. When I finished Guardians of the Rift, I actually ended up buying the Guardian's Eye because I got so unlucky with the Tarnished Locket. So I might actually go back to Guardians of the Rift once I'm done editing, finish the XP tile, and maybe get another die to finish that tile. But for now, I'm enjoying the AFK-ness of the blood runes so that I can edit. So I'm going to stay here. Real quick, I just want to correct a mistake I made in the last video. I said that when you do the one-click blood rune method, you get one tile away from the altar, but that was because I had incorrectly marked this tile. I don't know how it happened. I think I went to change the color of this one, accidentally unmarked it, and then remarked the wrong one. But from this tile, when you click on the altar, you actually do go all the way there and craft your blood runes in one click. So if you want to correct your tile marker, if you wrote that one down, that's the good tile. And I would correct the video, but it is currently 14 minutes until it goes live. So I don't really have time to do that, but I'm sure I'll get a bunch of comments on that one. So yay for that. But if instead you want to comment on this video, why don't you leave me a comment and let me know what you had for lunch today. I had a ham sandwich and some fries. It was delicious. All right, well, it is the next day, and as soon as I click this altar, I've got a pretty big milestone here for you guys. 95 runecrafting, which means that I can now craft wrath runes without needing to boost, and I had a realization that that means that I can do every action in the game without needing to boost now. Which doesn't really mean anything, but it's just a really cool thing to think about. I never have to boost for anything again. As long as you don't include, like, multiple runes, because I can still craft them. But yeah, 95 rune crafting, very cool. And not only that, but I hit 300,000 blood runes, so I think we're probably good on those for a while. But I do want to go and craft a few wrath runes. I have a bunch already. I went to the Scar Essence Mine and did a boost for a bunch of wrath runes at one point, but I've never made wrath runes really, so I want to go and try it out, see what the XP per hour is, see how the method is in general and whether or not I like it. And I'll get a few wrath runes in the process. And then after I try that out, I am going to go to Guardians of the Rift for a little bit, like I mentioned before. Try and get a die, try and get that Tarnished Locket, and finish off the runecrafting XP tile. I believe I still need like 300,000 more XP. I'll go and check in a second here. But yeah, that's the plan. A little bit more runecrafting, and then we'll go back to the PVMing. So I did a little bit of wrath runecrafting just to test out the method. Not too much because, like I said, I wanted to go to Guardians of the Rift for the dies for the bingo tile. But I just wanted to test out the method to see if I liked it and if it was worth it, both for the XP per hour as well as the actual amount of wrath runes crafted. And I think overall it wasn't too bad. I don't think I was being the most efficient with it by any means, but the XP per hour was decent and it was pretty easy. Now, not AFK, there is still a lot of clicking, but for the most part, it is a very fast method, which I like about it. You just take the teleport from the Misc cape, go down, click the cave, take a few other clicks, and you're at the altar, do the crafting, go back. I was using the Achievement Diary cape to bank, and I had my Desert Amulet 4 for when I needed run energy, and it actually lined up pretty well where I would need run energy about the same time that I would need to repair my pouches. So anytime I needed to repair, I would look up and I'd have about 10 to 20 energy left. So I would just repair my pouches, take my Desert Amulet, restore all my stats, and then continue. And like I said, it was decent. I don't want to say it's amazing. It's still runecrafting, so it was slow and not particularly fun, but ultimately not too bad. So I think I'm going to stop the wrath runing here. Again, it really wasn't for very long. Just wanted to test it out, but I made like 5,000 runes. I got to see sort of the XP per hour of the method and just sort of how it works in general. And I'm okay with it. I kind of like it. I might do it again going forward. But for now, we're going back to Guardians of the Rift. I'm going to go try and get one of those dies. Now, I haven't been to Guardians of the Rift in a long time. I actually went back and checked. The last episode I did any of the Guardians of the Rift was episode 143, which was a while ago. So just to remind myself and everyone else, I've been very unlucky on the Tarnished Locket. I have literally everything else, including the pet, and I'm still missing this. So even though I am here for a die for the bingo, it would be really nice to get that and greenlog this, not have to think about it again. Especially with people talking about maybe making it so the Amulet of the Eye that you get for handing in the locket could be essentially like a Ring of Suffering or Amulet of Chemistry or whatever you want to compare it to for binding necklaces. So an item that you can charge with a bunch of binding necklaces so you don't have to go and get new ones all the time, which would be really useful for runecrafting, and I really hope they implement in the future. So if I ever want to use it, I would have to get this first. So hopefully we get a die, we get a Tarnished Locket, we get 117,000 runecrafting XP to finish the tile, and then we move on, because I've done a lot of runecrafting recently. In between the last time I did Guardians of the Rift and now, there's been a huge update to a bunch of things with the minigame. For starters, there's no longer a player cap, and instead, the minigame just scales with the number of players in the room, so you don't have to worry about like world hopping to try and find a world that's actually empty enough for you to join. There's an update to the way that the cells work with the barriers, which I've been asking for literally since the minigame came out. I wanted them to make this change, where you now no longer need to make sure that the barrier is damaged when you use a cell on it if you want to get the XP and point credit for it. Now you can use cells on any barriers. There is a cap to how much XP and points you can get per game by doing that, but with normal play, you would never reach that cap. That was just put in there in case people were trying to cheese it or find some other way to do it to get a bunch of runecraft XP per hour. I don't really know what you would have done, but you no longer have to worry about that, which is super nice, as well as there's a bunch of other changes that just general quality of life stuff that make it so much better and so much easier for gameplay. I'm really excited to try this out. I've heard really good things about it. One thing I wanted to try out, and I don't actually know if this is going to work, but I have these 4 inventory slots locked in the bank. So if I press the deposit inventory button, it won't deposit any of these. And I'm curious if I press the deposit runes on here, if it'll deposit this stack of water runes. And I really hope it doesn't, because I kind of need those. But if it doesn't, this would be really convenient for me. Wow, it's amazing. This update's the best thing ever. I think for a lot of people, especially mains, that wouldn't really matter. Most people just drop the runes that they don't really care about. Like the combination runes, most people just make them for the extra points. But as an Iron Man, I like to keep them. Combo runes can be really useful when you're setting up a rune pouch. So the fact that I can do that now, it doesn't really change anything. Before, I would just use the runes on the pool and it would be a little bit slower. But the fact that I can set this left click to deposit runes and just click that every time I come back is so convenient for me. The drop rate for each of the dies individually is 1 in 1200, which means that to get any of the 3 dies, it's about a 1 in 400 chance, which means that I would need 400 searches if I expected to go on rate for them, which I'm just going to tell you right now, that's a lot. I don't know how many points per hour I'm going to be getting with the new updates, but 400 searches is a lot. So I don't know if I'm going to go all the way there, but like I said, I need 117,000 more XP. I'm not going to make this, darn it. I need 117,000 more XP to get the 2 million Runecraft XP tile done. So that's going to be my first goal. And then if I don't get the die until then, I'm going to have to continue because of the way the boards worked. I haven't really talked about them much, but we have 2 bingo boards and the other board is locked behind the tiles on the first board. And the 2 million Runecraft XP tile is actually locked behind getting a die from Guardians of the Rift. So in order to have that 2 million XP mean anything, I have to get a die here. So I am pretty much stuck here until I get one. Which, who knows, could be a long time, could be immediately, I don't know, but I'm just going to keep going for now. Alright, well, I've been at this a couple hours now, and we have officially finished the 2 million Runecraft XP tile. So I'm going to go ahead and do my searches. I really like the update. I think Guardians of the Rift was already a decent game, but the update actually made it a lot better. And speaking of the update, they actually added this big search option where you can do multiple searches at a time. I don't know how many it is, but I always hated how slow it was getting your rewards. So this is gonna be my first time trying that too. 54 searches for a 1 in 400. Let's do it. Alright, well, we didn't get the die, as to be expected. Although we did get 2 intricate pouches, maybe I can get a locket. No. Cool. Alright, I did a few more games, but I've got to go do some real life stuff, so I'm going to do my searches now and just see if we get the die or not. 34 searches, not the best odds, but let's just do it. Yeah, as to be expected, but I got a pouch. And no locket. Alright, well, we'll continue this when I get back. Alright, I did a couple more hours this evening. I've got 62 searches to use here. I really hope I get the die, because I'm kind of sick of runecrafting at this point, so let's just do it. Give me a die, give me some pouches. Well, no die, but 4 pouches, 4 chances at an intricate locket. I think it's the tarnished locket, isn't it? Oh well, we didn't get it, Sag. Even though the mod team isn't actually competing in the bingo, we're just playing for fun to see how we would do, I still just feel this need to get the die. Like, I did that 2 million runecrafting XP for myself, just because I need the runecraft level, but to not even get the tile done for our fake bingo board just feels terrible. So I'm gonna stay here. Honestly, the best case scenario would be one of the other people on my team get the die and I don't have to do this anymore, but I guess I am going to stay here until at least somebody gets it, because otherwise it just feels bad. So it got to the point where I've done so much runecrafting in the past few weeks that I figure enough is enough. I don't think you guys need to see any more of it, so I just put my head down and started grinding Guardians of the Rift and doing occasional polls to try and see if I got the die or not. And I'm not going to show you guys any of it because honestly it's very repetitive and pretty tedious. So instead, here you go. Yes, finally, we get a die. Let's go. Honestly, I was reaching the point of saying if I didn't get it today, I was just going to move on. Like I said, this doesn't actually mean anything. We're not even really competing, so I was just going to ignore it. But we did get it, so we can move on and feel good about it. I have done 2.6 million Runecraft XP in the last, 2 weeks. I'm so sick of Runecrafting at this point. I just want to move on to anything else. And now we can! Yay! And just in case anyone wanted to know how I felt about this die, I'm just gonna trade it in for pearls. Even though I don't even need pearls either, I just don't want it to take up a bank space. So there we go, that's gone. And 3 intricate pouches for a tarnished locket chance. No. Alright, well, we will still have to come back here for that at some point. But we are done for now. Let's go. And now seems like a good time to bring this up because I've been doing so much runecrafting. I am pretty close to maxing. That is my last skill. And I don't know when exactly I will be maxing, but when I do, I'm going to announce it in the Discord. And I'm going to do a little max party live stream type thing. I don't really know what I plan on doing yet or when it's going to happen. But if you want to know when that's happening, the Discord link is in the description. You can join there, as well as now seems like a good time to shout out the in-game clan chat. It is TaskSpoons if you want to join. This whole bingo event was put on by the mods in my clan chat, and if you want to join any future bingos, you got to be a part of it. So there's your 2 shoutouts, the Discord and the clan chat. Discord link is in the description. The clan is TaskSpoons. In the previous video, I did some pyramid plunder for a second Pharaoh Scepter. There was a bingo tile for it, as well as I needed one for a master clue step, because the first one I got I used for the altar in my house. And I went and got the Menophyte clothes so that if I ever got that step, I had everything ready to go. But I didn't put them in the stash unit because I wanted to keep the scepter in my bank for teleports. But someone in the comments said, actually a bunch of people in the comments, said that you could actually store just the clothes and you don't need to store the scepter. So if that is true, I came here to build the stash unit and find out. Neat. I like that. It's almost like other people did exactly what I did and said, I don't want to have to bother getting another Pharaoh Scepter, so I'm just not going to use this stash. And Jagex said, here you go. Now you don't have to. So that's convenient. So really random and kind of irrelevant, but I was eating dinner and I just needed something to click on in the game. So I came over here and just started cooking through the 20,000 Karambons I had from 99 Fishing. And I just noticed I passed 500 million total experience. Doesn't really do anything, but it just looks cool. So as I was cooking those Karambons, I realized that I already have a stack of 37,000 cooked Karambons in the bank, and maybe that's not the most useful use of my time. So I decided to do something that was at least a little bit more relevant and make some potions. So I made all of my prayer potions, which I now have almost 20,000 doses of prayer pot in the bank, which is great. And I went to go and make my super restores that I also have ready to go. And I ran out of charges on my alchemist amulet. So now I want to go and make some more amulets of chemistry, but I don't have any jades, so now I gotta go and mine gem rocks. I'm doing the Iron Man thing where one thing leads to another thing, leads to another thing, and all of a sudden you're sort of like, why am I even doing this anymore? But I'm gonna go mine some gem rocks. Anyone else think that at 99 crafting, while wearing a crafting cape, you shouldn't be able to crush gems? I actually went and looked it up. There's a chart on the wiki. At 99 crafting, there's only a 94% chance that you don't crush the gem. You have a 6% chance to crush a gem at 99 crafting. Like, what's the point in that? Like, don't get me wrong, I think it's stupid at all levels, but I can accept it at lower crafting levels, but Red Topaz requires level 16 crafting to cut. And you're telling me between level 16 and level 99, I haven't perfected the art of cutting a gem? Really? Alright, 104 amulets of chemistry made, and I believe that when you use them on the alchemist amulet, it actually gives 10 charges instead of 5, so there should be like 1,000 charges. Nice. Okay, that should last a while. Alright, and there is the super restores made, 23,000 doses. That looks so good in the potion storage there. But I think I have stalled as much as I can. It's time to go back to Nex. In case you forgot, or maybe you missed the last few videos, my current task is actually a Nex task. I've just been distracted doing all the bingo stuff that I can, but looking through the board right now, there really isn't anything else left that I can do that's reasonably within my rules that actually provide me some sort of personal benefit, like getting new items or getting repeat items that I've needed for stuff like master clue steps and all that. But technically, my task is a Nex task, so just a reminder, I have done 1,600 Nex kills, most of them in masses or mini masses, a few of them in small teams. I was really enjoying doing the masses just because, one, it was so easy, and two, you get lots of elite clues, which are always fun. I've got up to 480 Nile shards, which is well past the drop rate to have seen an item, even if it is in masses. So I have been a little bit unlucky, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of dreading going back there, but there is quite literally nothing left on the bingo board that I can do or need to do other than the next tile itself. So we're going to go back to Nex. I'm probably going to start with some masses to accumulate some KC, and then maybe try and find some teams. There are other people in the clan that need a Nex unique for their bingo board, so finding people shouldn't be too hard, but I'm just going to head over there. Fun fact about getting KC for Nex, each enemy that you kill gives you essence, just like the other 4, but each of the enemies gives you a certain number of essence for ancient essence. So for example, the spiritual mages base give you 5, the reavers give you 3. Those are the only ones that I know off the top of my head, because those are the only ones that I kill. But for each ancient item that you're wearing, you have a 20% chance to get a bonus essence, and it actually stacks. So for every piece, you have a 20% up to 100%, and then every piece you go above that gives you 20% more. So because I'm wearing like essentially all ancient pieces, I have a 100% chance to get one bonus essence, and then like a 40 or 60% chance to get another one. So when I kill the spiritual mages, I'm either going to get 6 or 7 essence per one, which makes the KC really fast. I didn't know that was a thing, and I don't think it's a thing for any other god in God Wars Dungeon, only the ancient ones, but it is kind of cool, especially if you're trying to get a bunch of KC for small teams. you can just wear full Ancient, and it might slow down the kills a little bit. I actually don't know if it's worth it overall over just wearing better gear, but look at that. I already have 30 KC. So I decided to start it off with some mini masses. There's about, it says 13 right now. It's probably closer to like 15, 16-ish people in there. And I've already seen 3 items drop within like an hour and a half, which makes me feel really good that, you know, this is a possibility that I can actually get an item. But man, that would have been cool to get one of those. But I did get an elite clue, which I'm going to do right now. And I'm going to do all the elite clues that I get just at the end of each trip that I get them at, and any other clues that I get along the way. Sometimes there's hards from KC, and I have some easies and mediums in the bank as well, so we'll probably open all those at the end of the episode. Alright, I'm about to say something that I'm pretty sure half of you guys are going to say, like, no duh, that's been in the game forever, and the other half of you guys, I'm going to blow your mind, because I just recently learned about this myself, and I mean, I have over 300 days of gameplay on this account alone, not even including my other accounts and leagues and all that. But I just recently learned that your magic level actually affects how long your thralls last for. Maybe this is common knowledge, maybe I'm stupid, but when you boost with a saturated heart, so right now, if I were to use a thrall, you can see that, oh, apparently you can't resurrect a thrall here. Well, that's going to make it hard to show you guys, but you're just going to have to take my word for it. When you resurrect a thrall at 99 magic, it lasts for 59.4 seconds. I don't know why it has one tick less than 60 seconds, but that's what it does. Turns out that when you boost your magic level, it makes your thralls last longer. So with a saturated heart boosting up to 112 magic, it increases the duration of your thrall to 67.2 seconds, which is only 8 seconds longer. It's not a huge deal, but I just didn't know about it. So I'm going to bring a saturated heart into next masses to have slightly longer thralls and maybe some increased magic defense. I don't know if this is going to be worth it at all, but I just recently found this out and I wanted to use it. And it does actually stack with the Master and Grandmaster combat achievements, the perks where it makes your thralls last longer, your magic level, and that stacks with it. So if you boost your magic level to the absolute max with like an overload or a smelling salts or whatever, and have the Grandmaster combat achievements, your thralls last for 150 seconds. That's crazy. 2.5 minute thralls. That's awesome. Okay, I instantly realized the problem with my plan. Brewing down, you don't actually restore back up to the saturated heart level. So if I brew, then it kind of ruins my elongated thralls. So, oops, but I'm still going to leave the clip in the video because I think it's cool. No, another MVP with someone else's drop. I'm sad. Okay, hello to the gamers. Figured I'd give you a little update here. This is the morning of the end of the bingo event. It is officially over. I did not get a next unique, unfortunately. Again, not that that really mattered to do it in the bingo, but it would have been cool. Either way, this is my kill count. This is my Nile shards. This is what I've been up to. Haven't really been able to do as many kills as I would have liked. Some real life stuff got in the way, but most of, if not all of the kills that I did were in the mini-mass world. And I saw a bunch of drops. Again, another one on my MVP, a bunch more just as I've been killing stuff. And yeah, gonna be going back there soon. I got a couple blood essences and I needed AFK last night. So I'm back at the Runecrafting for like another half hour. But yeah, just gonna do this, gonna go back to next. You know the deal. I just figured I'd give you a little update. In other news, today was the day they released the Sailing Alpha. I am not planning on actually doing anything on the alpha, but I have been looking at other people doing stuff, some posts on the Reddit and whatnot, and it actually looks pretty good, all things considered. I was not the biggest fan of the idea of sailing in the first place, so to see that they're actually taking it, you know, as seriously as I would hope they would, in order to make it as good as it possibly can be, and add a unique and interesting gameplay experience without completely revolutionizing how the game works is a tough task. So we'll see how that works, but I would really love to max my account before that actually comes out. I know I've got a while, and realistically, if I wanted to, I probably could max in like a week or two. And now that I'm saying it out loud, it's really tempting to just do that, but I think that'll be something for another time. I really need to get this next unique, man. It's been haunting me. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the next mini masses, which is what I've been doing mostly in the past little while, and why I like them, the advantages and disadvantages, comparing them to the other ways to do next and whatnot. And that way that people watching this that might want to try out next can sort of weigh their options and decide which is going to be the best option for them. So first and foremost, what do I mean when I say mini mass? Generally, World 332 is the next mass world, and you can go there pretty much any time of the day, and there will be 40, 50, 60 people there killing necks. And it's really good to just hop in and out if you want to go and experience necks for the first time. It's pretty low risk, and your actual contribution doesn't matter too much. So even if you don't know what you're doing, you can still fit in there. You can get some free combat achievements. A lot of them you'll just get naturally. And there are a lot of high point ones, master and grandmaster tasks that you can just get simply for doing a kill in the mass world. It's almost like they didn't really think about that when they made the combat achievements. But ultimately, it's not really the best way to get uniques. There are so many people in the room that the chance that even if an item drops that it's in your name is really low. So not generally the best way to get next uniques. So moving on to the mini masses, generally I just go to World 420 and there's a mini mass going on. I don't know who starts it. It might be from a clan chat or a friends chat or whatever, but if you go to World 420, there's a decent chance that there is a mini mass there. And when I say mini mass, I usually mean between 10 and 20 people. I think above 20 people would generally rather split off into even smaller groups. So between 10 and 20 people is probably a good amount. And what that means is you still have that feeling of not necessarily being that individually important. So if you mess something up or if you don't play perfectly, it really doesn't matter at all because there's still enough people to distribute the responsibilities of the fight. Generally, I find it a lot more chill than smaller teams, but a lot more likely to actually get the unique, again, because there's less than 60 people in the room. If you have only 10 people, when an item drops, you have a 1 in 10 chance that it's in your name, which is pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, at this point in the video, I haven't experienced that feeling yet, but theoretically, it would be cool. My main problem with the mass worlds is really just the actual flow of the fight. Because there's so many people in the room doing so much damage, the phases go by too quickly to actually, do anything. And the mini-mass world actually lets you, do the mechanics, which some people might see as a negative, but personally, especially as someone who's still not that comfortable with necks, although at this point in my recording, I am feeling a lot more comfortable, but at least at the start, I really wasn't that comfortable with the boss mechanics, and the mini-mass world lets you actually do the boss mechanics, because the phases last at least slightly long enough for some of the mechanics to go off. You actually get to see them, you get to practice them, you get to figure out what works and what doesn't, and I really like that about them. Even in the last phase of the boss, people will actually stand in melee range and at least attempt to do the 5-tick method. Now, some people aren't that good at it and it doesn't actually do anything or work, but the more important is at least people are trying to do the mechanics. Whereas sometimes in the mass world, people will just stand off in the corner and then the boss will run randomly all the way across the room when you're trying to hit it. And then right as you get a ruby bolt proc, it jumps and it nullifies the damage and it's super frustrating. Generally, that doesn't happen on the mini-mass world, which is really nice. Now, when it comes to the actual drop rates of unique items, I think the best way to do it is a ratio of how long the kills take versus how many people are in the room. So for the masses, the kills take about 75 to 90 seconds, somewhere around or just under a minute and a half. And there's about 50 to 60 people in the room on average. Sometimes you can find less than that, but I'm generally playing at rather peak times, so I usually see about 50 to 60 people in the room. Now, for the mini-masses, there's about 10 to 20 people in the room, so almost maybe 4 times less people, and the kill times are only about twice as long. They take about 2.5, maybe 3 minutes. So if you actually do the ratios, the mini-masses are just such a better time investment to get items. Now, neither of them are going to be as good as doing small teams, especially trios and necks are generally the way to go. But trios take a lot more time, a lot more effort, a lot more supplies, a lot more paying attention, all things that I don't really want to do right now, which is why I've been at the mini-masses. I think the mini-masses are just such a good middle ground of they're really easy, surprisingly fun. You get a bunch of clues, you still have a decent chance at items, and you don't really have to pay that much attention compared to small teams. So if you're thinking to yourself, what do I want to do when I want to go do next? Those are your options. I'm not saying to go and do any one specifically. I'll let you decide what's going to be best for you, but I just sort of wanted to lay it all out there and let you know my opinion on the various ways to kill necks. I got a thing! Let's go! Oh my god, it's done. I was just about to teleport out. I got a clue. I just gonna make a clip say I passed 600 Nile shards. I got the freaking Van Braces, man. Let's go. Now, as far as of the drops available to me, how would I rank these? Pretty high. I mean, they are the best in slot ranged gloves. So I'm going to be using them for a long time. They're never going to be bad. But, I mean, the horn would have been way cooler. Torva plate, Torva legs would have been way cooler. Better than the helmet and better than the hilt, I think. So, honestly, right in the middle. I think this is the exact middle point. I do think these are the more common uniques. I need to go and check. So, going forward for next uniques, that's not the best for that. But as far as usefulness of the actual item goes, pretty good. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Van Braces themselves. Previously, my options were either Barrow's Gloves or Ancient Bracers or any God D'hide Bracers. The Barrow's Gloves are slightly better. The God D'hide Bracers provide a +1 prayer bonus, which is sort of useful sometimes. But the Zerai Van Braces, not only do they give the +1 prayer bonus, they also have better range accuracy and are the only gloves in the game that give a plus range strength at +2. And that is obviously the biggest thing about them. Range strength is so useful, especially when using fast attacking weapons like a blowpipe. It just makes these the best option forever. So, like I said, I'm not disappointed. These are good. I mean, Torva might have been a little bit better. The Xerath crossbow is cooler, but these are a solid option, and I'm very happy to have them. And more importantly, I can finally stop killing necks. This task, obviously, it was really delayed in the middle there because of the bingo, so the actual length that it took me was a little bit inflated in terms of real-life time, but I've also spent many hours, I'm guessing close to 100 hours, just killing necks. 1,843 KC, 600 Nile shards. Again, I think the drop rate when you're doing necks the way I am, I'm pretty sure is around 300 to 350, so I probably went on rate to see almost 2 items. But finally getting one, I'm just so happy to move on. And I gotta go do a clue, and I've got some caskets to open. This is great. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was gonna take even longer than it did. I was being a bit pessimistic, and I said I was gonna open my clues at the end of the video, but what I really meant was at the end of the task. So I'm gonna open them now. I did go and look, and I do still have a 1 medium clue task left on the spreadsheet, so I will be saving that casket, but I've got some caskets to open here, so let's do it. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Now the actually important ones. Hey, a collection log. Let's go. I should have dropped this master clue, though. Cool, another collection log. Wow, 2 elite collection logs? That's very uncommon. Let's go. And lastly, the master casket. Might as well open it now as well. Wow, what am I looking at? Okay, well, there we go. We're done. Finally completed the next task. I did go and look and actually rolled this task on February 14th, and it is now March 21st. So, like I said, there was a 2-week gap in the middle there for the bingo where I wasn't exactly focusing on this task, but still about a month and a week of that, and I am finally done, and it feels good. Which means I can finally go and roll a new task, so let's go over to the spreadsheet. I'm pretty sure I only have like 4 tasks left on the elite tier, but let's go see what we're doing. Alright, we're so back on the spreadsheet. It's been so long since I've been here, my OBS didn't even recognize it as a source for video, so that's how you know it's been a while. But we can complete the task. And let's see what we're doing next. Get 5 new uniques for medium clues. All right, well, there's the medium clue task. All right, the last medium clue task on the spreadsheet. Actually, the last clue task in general on the spreadsheet. We are at 85 uniques, so this one might take a little while, but I do have 1 casket, so you never know. I might get 5 new uniques in this 1 casket. Okay, or 69 earth runes. That's cool. So medium clues. Probably going to go hunt implings. Eclectic implings are just so good for medium clues compared to like anything else in the game. It doesn't feel worth it to do anything else, even though I don't really like hunting eclectics for clues. It's just so fast, I gotta do it. Did you guys know that when you open and close the doors to the Slayer Tower, the gargoyle statues out front open and close their wings? I don't know, I just thought that was cool. So I don't really know how many caskets I'm going to need to get for this task. If you look at the amount of clues I've opened for mediums versus the amount of uniques I've got, it's actually pretty good compared to like easies or hards, which I opened way more and got only slightly more uniques. But a lot of the uniques I have left are the rare ones, a lot of the elegant pieces and whatnot. So I don't really know how many caskets I'm going to get. I have 21 right now. I was just doing this all last night. This is the first thing I'm doing in the morning. So I'm going to go for a little bit longer and then we'll do a big opening. As many of you may know, if you enter a crop circle from the main surface world of Gielinor, you get a Farmer's Affinity buff, which helps you push through the wheat when you're in Puro Puro. And if you check the gates on this Wandering Impling outside of the crop circle in Xanaris, it'll show you where the current active crop circle is. And one thing I've started doing is just marking the tile underneath of the crop circle and labeling it where it is. So for instance, I know this one's in Draenor, so I'm just going to label it in Draenor. And then every time when I go and check the gate in the future, I don't even have to think about like where it is. I just have to read my tile and know where to go. I don't know if this is really worth the time at all, but just something that I've been doing to help speed up the process a little bit. And if there's enough interest in the comments, I could go and compile all of the tile markers that I've made for all the crop circles and put them in the comments if you'd like, or in the description. I can't guarantee that I'll get all of the crop circles there are in the game because there are a lot of potential spots, and I'm definitely not going to see all of them during this task, but if you wanted, I could do that. Let me know. Alright, I got 30 medium caskets. Really no idea how many uniques this is going to get me, but if I can get at least like 2 would be good. Even 1 might be okay. I don't know. I'm just going to start opening. Master Clue immediately. That's pretty rare from a medium. Hey, there we go. 1 already. 10 caskets in. Let me just clear all this clutter. I didn't even notice the wizard boots in there. They look so lame. I never noticed how bad those look, but 20 caskets left, 1 out of 5. Let's see some more. Another master clue immediately. That's so weird. Oh, I'm at 400. Okay, so this is the thing that you get for getting 400 medium caskets. It is just an equipable clue scroll. I don't know, it's kind of cool, but it's not on the collection log, which is kind of lame. I think it should be, but cool, continuing. Hey, another elegant piece. Let's go. 2 out of 5. And a leprechaun hat. 3 out of 5. Let's go. All right, 3 out of 5. That's pretty good. And would you look at that? I got the exact master clue step that I went and got the Pharaoh Scepter for and made the stash unit with the Menophyte robes and everything. Immediately rewarded. All right, I went and did those 2 master clues. We will open the caskets at the end of the video, along with any other master clues we might get along the way. And for now, we're going back to the Eclectic Implings for the medium clues. Don't really know how many I want to get this time. I got 3 uniques and 30 caskets, so maybe I'll get 20 or 25-ish. And I'll see you in a bit. All right, I got 15 caskets to open. I'm just going to do it. I am hoping for 2 uniques, but honestly, if I even get 1, that'll be fine. Wow, that was so fast. Well, there's 1. 13 caskets to get 1 more. I'm all of a sudden feeling a lot better about this. Okay, well, we're done. Wow, that was incredible. Well, no point in holding on to the rest of these. Might as well open them as well. And another clog. Very nice. All right, sick. Oh, and I almost completely forgot, but I've got the 2 master caskets as well. I kind of thought I would have more of these by the end of this task, but because we got so lucky, we only have 2. But that's okay, because both of these are going to give me a new collection log. Oh, well, there's 1. Wait, hold on. Okay, well, you know, 1 is good. 1 is good. Cool. Man, I just remembered that was the last clue task on the spreadsheet. We are done with every single type of clue. Now, obviously, I'm still gonna do the clues because I want the collection logs, but I no longer have to because of the spreadsheet, and that feels amazing. And speaking of the spreadsheet, let's go over there and see what we're doing next. So I actually only have 3 tasks left on the spreadsheet, and I know what all 3 of them are, and I'm not gonna have time to fit any of them in this video. So whatever we get here, we're gonna have to save for the next time, but let's see what it is. Get a spirit shield or holy elixir, the corp task. All right. Surprisingly, I've actually got quite a bit to say about this corp task, but I'm going to save it all for the next video. This video has gone on long enough. I've got to get to editing, so I'm going to hit the rock, make the runes, edit the video, do the thing. You know how it is. And we're going to call the video here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, as usual, if you can leave the video a like and maybe leave me a comment. Both those things really help my videos out with the YouTube algorithm. Check if you're subscribed while you're down there. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. I want to give a big thank you to all of my channel members, but a special thank you to my Tier 3 Big Spoon channel members, Alchemist BTW, Jack Staumer, Zach Martin, Luxitaire, Tony Adkins, Dolph, Fading Shadow, Mondeep Bassi, 3 Up 3 Down, and Loki FM. And if you want to see your name here in the credits for the rest of the season, consider becoming a channel member. The lowest tier is only $2 a month, and it really helps me out. Thank you.